Hi, I'm Kylie. I'm the front lady of Sandbox, and today I want to talk to you about a few reasons why you should make an album. There is so much information online about how to make an album, but this video is going to be a little bit different because it's going to talk about why, and hopefully give you some encouragement along the way. I'm really making this video for the people who are like, do I turn all of my songs into single releases or do I turn them into an album? These are points in favor of turning it into an album. First, we're gonna set up some context as to what I'm talking about and just kind of think about albums in maybe a new way. And then from there, hopefully you'll see why they're kind of an evergreen space. Let's go back a bit and explore why you should still make an album even though everything's cooked. One really key thing to consider with any art is that it's being made for a particular venue. Art and venue kind of goes hand in hand because art has to be experienced by someone. Wouldn't it have been weird if I chose to do the whole video from right here? But at the same time, you can kind of do weird things just because you want to. And you should. Venue is something that you can think of in a pretty abstract way now that we have things like smartphones, and it's something that's changed a lot over time. Up until about 150 years ago, you had to be in the same room as a musician to hear them play. It was kind of a special event, and it was also really ingrained into daily living. You would sing songs while you worked on things to stay in unison, sing songs to convey messages. Just think of something like a nursery rhyme, like story helps us remember things. Enter recording. The first human voice wasn't recorded until 1860. And that might sound like a long time ago, but when you consider how long humans have actually been around, that's no time at all. Once we were able to start recording things, we changed the speed of time. That might sound really esoteric and out there, but really think about it. Recording gave us the ability to have functional time machines. I mean, literally a camera is a time machine. I recorded this at a certain time, and when you're seeing it, it's gonna be later. So, hi future me, that's time travel. You know what I mean? It's a simple thing that we often overlook, but before a certain point, fairly recently, most humans never had access to the ability to record things this way. Even before writing, things were recorded through song and passed down through generations by just simply singing songs. I think it's beautiful. Music has also been tied into rites of passage, and it's something that's common with every single society. Now, you have modern technology. Much like a book, you had a portal, but this one made sound, and it was more interesting and more exciting and gave you more opportunities to take this thing that's an innate human function and put it into your living room. By the 1900s, it was pretty popular to have something like a phonograph in your house or have easy access to it.
The illusion, as you ultimately hear the music played back through your phonograph, that you have the best seat in the concert hall. Its production required the varied skills and talents of some 375 people.
Nowadays, we've made it very easy on ourselves, and I think that in that we forget the role that albums serve, which is that they're truly a portal. Frankly, even about 10 years ago, I'd have to borrow mopeds and go to the next town over if I wanted to get myself a Lana Del Rey CD to cry to in my bedroom. You can take a little physical object and it contains music on it, and you can put it into something and it can decorate your time. That's a portal. While we have different trending ways to listen to music, the thing that's common is the space between our ears. All of this is really to say that you should still make an album because the venue is evergreen. The venue is the space between your ears. Art needs a venue. We make art for the venue. This venue is always here. If you're kind of just writing song after song after song after song and they don't really have a through line, I think it's kind of hard to retain an audience. When we have something tried and true like an album that we can put on in a physical space, it gives us sort of a more tangible and physical connection to the music as something that literally decorated the time around us. It feels like a piece of furniture in your house. It also feels like art, but it feels like something that has a function, which is taking you to another place. It's a form of entertainment, it's a form of escape, and it's always gonna have a purpose. There's a ton of records right there. I listen to records as much as possible because I love the tangible experience of feeling it. I have a backpack full of CDs still because I'm never gonna be able to get rid of them because I open it and it takes me back to wherever I was when I got that CD, or whatever thrift store I was at when I found that treasure. There's really something to be said about physical media and how it takes you to another place. Time and space are linked, and through music we can show this. This isn't to say inherently that it's all bad to like stream or anything like that, like you're probably streaming this right now, but one way that you can also even support an artist who you like is by buying their physical media and having that as a fixture in your home, like something that you grab when you need to feel a certain way. So for me, I'm not thinking of making an album as balancing a spreadsheet or trying to like get a budget to work. I'm thinking of why should I make an album as what do I need to express to make me understand the world a little better. So I want to quickly recognize that I'm talking about this as if making an album is totally free. And if you're willing to make the creative compromise of making it entirely on just a laptop, it's very close to being free. It's very inexpensive if you make a lot of creative compromises. I have a studio at home, so it is kind of free for me, so I'm gonna go on talking about it like that. We tend to get taught to cram and purge and just sort of learn things for the sake of learning them and passing a test and then moving on and just, you know, quantity over quality. And what I'm kind of trying to suggest here is the exact opposite thing, which is doing things because you love doing them. For me, making an album is a way of like collecting my feelings and quieting down the noise in my head. So closing the chapter on that set of feelings, it feels the same exact way as probably writing a book. I mean, I think that kind of goes without saying that for that author, writing the book is about getting the story out. And so for you too, writing the album should kind of be about getting the story out. It feels good to create. And the beautiful thing about creativity is that it's really not even limited to art. You can find it in everything. Somebody compared a nut, like a cashew. They said cashews have a lot of low end. And as a producer, I think that's funny, but it got me thinking that a good mix really is like a good trail mix. You never know, you might learn something about music from food. You might learn something about food from music. You might come up with a new word to describe a guitar tone thanks to an almond. I think the way that life interconnects will really open up for you if you explore whatever art it is that you're trying to follow. This video is really not limited to just being about albums and why you should make albums. This is about why you should make art that comes from your soul. There's one more side of this, which is a little bit deeper, but it's that I think that our fundamental lack of balance in society kind of comes down to the fact that we all have to squash our desires as sort of a default. I've personally seen my life flourish a lot more as I've come into balance with my own desires, and I can't recommend the same for you enough. I think that it's really important to come into terms with what you actually desire in your heart and soul and follow it. There's a reason why you have the specific gifts and skills that you have. Maybe it's not making an album. Maybe it's a different type of art. Maybe it's cooking. Maybe it's accounting. Maybe it's any number of things that you can be passionate about. We all have a role. And I think that if you find the role that you're meant to fill, your world will open up. And I wish that for you. I wish that for everyone. Sometimes if you go to like your immediate family and talk about your passion, you might notice that they're not as encouraging as they probably should be. I'm here to tell you from firsthand experience that it's because they're jealous of you. It's very hard to commit to following your dreams and your passion and to do something that makes your soul sing. And for the people who have quieted this urge within themselves, it only shows in bitterness towards those people who are following their dreams and passions. So, only take advice from people that you'd happily switch places from. And otherwise, don't worry about their opinion. Just let it go. And maybe they have some good things to say anyway. You can take it for what it's worth. But I'm just trying to let you know that the encouragement can come from within, and you can trust your gut that you're meant to be doing this. So anyway, if you need some more encouragement, subscribe. I'll make more videos like this. I've got some other things in mind. Let me know what you want to hear about. Be sure to let me know in the comments any albums that have changed your life. If you need something to help cope with existence, make sure you check out my album. It's called You're Hardly Here, and you can find it anywhere you listen, or at our website, entersandbox.com. It's time for my neighbor to live his passion of operating heavy machinery. So my sound doesn't work anymore and I'm gonna go. Bye, see you on the next one.